Hello and welcome. This is Let's Code TimeTrack episode 5. Single Instance Startup Prototype. The scope of this video is to create a prototype program that checks if an existing instance is already running. If no instance is found, it should show the main application window. However, if an existing instance is found, it should show a pop-up telling that this is a secondary instance, and then after the confirmation of this pop-up, it should terminate the application. Q shared memory is a portable class in the Qt framework to register a shared memory segment with a given string key. This memory segment is shared system-wide, meaning it crosses process boundaries. The create method of this class creates a shared memory with a given size in bytes. It returns true on the first call when no system error is encountered. It returns false on subsequent calls or if a system error happens. The call to QSharedMemory error method returns the reason why a creation failed. And if this reason already exists, it means that another call already registered this shared memory. Otherwise, it signifies that something is seriously wrong. We can use this to determine if another instance is already running. QCore application quit and exit only work when the event loop is already running. This prototype operates within the startup sequence, which comes before the main loop. So the system call exit is needed to quit the application when it is a secondary instance. Initialize the prototype. Create a QLabel application that shows the label primary instance. So I have prepared this project, and it consists of a main window that is based on QLabel. I have included a few headers, and I have set the label text. So when I launch this application, it shows the primary instance label, and when I launch it again, it shows it again. The aim of this prototype is to change this behavior. Instead of having primary instance the second time it should show an error message. To do this, I create a shared memory with the key TimeTrack, and when this succeeds, I simply proceed to show the widget. And when it fails, I check the error value, and if it is the already exists error value, the pop-up message is shown and the application is quit. So I create a variable shm, shared memory, and it's a new QShare shared memory class. The first argument of this constructor is the key for the shared memory, and the second argument is the parent. It's important that when this class is destroyed, the shared memory block is freed. So when the primary instance exits, the next time the application is run, it creates another primary instance and then again secondary ones. So I continue by creating the memory block. With 1 kilobyte, and then I check the return value. When the success value returns false, it means I couldn't create the memory. So I check why I couldn't do it. And if the value of this error is queue shared memory already exists, it means that we have a secondary instance. So I continue with showing the pop-up message. And exiting the application. When I run the application now, oops. So of course I use the critical message box. When I run the application, the first time I run it, it shows the primary instance, and the second time it shows an error message, and the third time it also shows an error message and quits. When I close the primary instance and run the application again, it creates a new primary instance, and when I run any subsequent instance, it again shows that it is already registered. This block would be used to handle system errors. This is not part of this prototype, so it's just a comment. So here is an overview of the prototype implementations based on the modules overview of the third episode. And in the last video I created the system tray prototype, and this video is the single instance application. There is another startup prototype which involves communication using shared memory and a semaphore. So a secondary instance can tell the primary instance to do something. And then there is the configuration and data prototypes, the project manager UI prototype, the analytics prototypes, and after that we go into the further deeper design, the roadmap, and implementing the application. The code of this prototype is added to the GitHub repository. It's committed. The repository can be found at github.com/scriticos/TimeTrack, and it's tagged with the tag Let's Code episode 5. Thanks for watching this video, and goodbye.